RAD a lot. And this also is going to be something you see a lot of the time when you also have dropped frames. That probably means that there's an issue. If it starts to turn yellow or red, the first place to check is your bitrate within OBS. I'm not going to go into troubleshooting your internet connection here. It can be other things. Just check your bitrate first with OBS specifically, and from there do your standard troubleshooting for internet connections beyond that. So once again, the website you want to go to test your upload speed is testmy.net/upload. If you don't like this service specifically or you want to get a second opinion, there are other websites you can easily find through Google or your search engine of choice, but this is the one I decided to use for this video, and it seems to work very well. So that's all for this video of testing your upload speed for OBS, and the next two videos we're going to be talking about streaming to YouTube and streaming to Twitch TV. See you then.
Welcome back to the Alpha Gaming channel. My name is Harris Heller. I am your stream doctor, and today, oh boy, we're gonna try to fix your stream. But before we get started, I want to remind you to make sure you hit the subscribe button for more weekly tips and tricks about OBS and streaming and blah, 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 blah. But more importantly than that, I put a lot more time into my Twitch stream than I do these YouTube videos, so make sure you follow me on Twitch and turn on those little notification bell thingies. That way you can jump into the next stream and you know, have a good time with all of us. Troubleshooting people's problems with their computers is not easy to do. Take it from someone who used to work at the Genius Bar at the Apple Store. There are a million things that can go wrong with an Apple computer. There are a billion things that can go wrong with Windows because, well, frankly, it's terrible software. Just because of that, this is gonna be my most downvoted video. That's okay. The only thing worse than trying to fix someone's computer is trying to fix someone's computer in a YouTube video. And so I wanna make this clear beforehand. I'm going to give you tips on how to fix 90 to 95% of streaming issues. The majority of problems in streaming comes from an overload on your CPU and GPU. But outside of that scope, there are going to be outlying problems like maybe your CPU is overheating because your thermal paste is going bad, or maybe one of your pieces is just wearing out. There are a million things that can go wrong, but the majority of stream lag issues can be fixed by what I'm about to tell you. I've spent some time and I've gone through these settings, and I've found multiple settings that just by tweaking a little bit, you're able to bring your CPU usage down to 20% of what you're currently using. So let's talk about your laggy stream. Before we discuss a fix, we need to figure out if your laggy stream is caused by one of two things. It's either your internet not having enough speed, or it's your computer not having enough power. The best way to figure out which one of these it is by looking at your OBS window at the same time that you're looking at your actual live stream. If your OBS window is showing you a clean, smooth stream, but your Twitch actual live broadcast is glitchy, it's going to be your internet. There's also a little indicator in the bottom right of OBS that's showing you the bitrate throughput, how much it's actually able to send. That number should be staying at whatever you set your bitrate to in the OBS settings. If you see it dip below, maybe you'll see that little square turn red occasionally, then you know you have a problem with your internet. But the biggest indicator is a difference between OBS and the live stream. If you're watching OBS and when someone subscribes, it lags, or maybe it's smooth for an optimized game like Overwatch, and then the moment you turn on PUBG and it's spaghetti code, Bluehole being a software company, even worse than Microsoft. You fire up the game, OBS drops down to 5 frames per second, then you know it's your computer being overpowered. So first, let's talk about the 3 settings you can change to fix your problem if it is a bandwidth problem with your internet. The very first thing I would do in this situation is change your output resolution to 720p. 1080p has a total number of pixels of about 2 million. And if you're running at 60 frames per second, that means your internet is sending 2 million pixels 60 times every single second. Whereas if you crank that down to 720p, which frankly, half of your viewers are watching on their phone, they're not really going to be able to tell a staggering difference. You're dropping the total number of pixels from over 2 million down to less than 1 million. That's a massive difference in the amount of information that your computer has to send through the internet. However, this brings us to the second setting that you'll need to change. That is your video bitrate.